Hello everybody and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading on the next 2 weeks. Basically what the general energies are, what you're going to be focused on, what you might expect, that kind of thing. And this is a timeless reading, so whenever you run across this and feel compelled to watch it, that's when your 2 weeks will start. That's when your energies are there for you at that time. We have 4 different piles we can choose from this week, and it's a good idea to go with your gut instinct and pick whichever pile is drawing you in the most, not necessarily by the way the light's hitting it or anything like that, just by which one you're like, yeah, that's the pile I really want. We do have some sayings with each one that might help you choose. We have pile 1 here that says family time. We have pile 2 with a unicorn with balloon hearts that say be unique. We have pile 3 with focus on the good with a cup of coffee with a heart. And we have a rainbow with the word unicorns, a unicorn and rainbows for pile 4. Okay, so those are your piles there. We're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on these piles, and then you can go to the timestamp in the description that will let you know when your pile starts. But before we get to that, I just want to invite you all to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And you can also hit the bell icon and you can be notified of future videos when they come out. So we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on the piles. Just to let you know, we're also going to do charms in this reading. And we also have our oracle spheres where you can ask a specific question that has a yes or no type of answer, and you can hopefully get an answer to that question as well. So we're going to be doing those in the piles, and we're looking forward to that. So we'll see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. You guys are the ones that chose family time, and I'm really excited for the reading today. I have lots of wonderful feelings when I was pulling the cards, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they have to say and looking at our charms and our oracle spheres here. I'm just getting excited for that. So let's see what we've got going. Let's see. We have wind, activation. Okay. We have the 6 of Swords, the Moon, the Ace of Cups. Oh, okay. The Wheel, the 2 of Cups. Oh my. Okay. The 10 of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Oh, okay. Stuff is just coming through on this just already before I even get all the cards out here. The Page of Wands. Wow. Okay. The 8 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, wow. Okay. Okay, we've got the wind activation. This is kind of the general energies of the 2 weeks. And I really feel like you guys are going to be activating your spiritual energies. You're going to be awakening to either spiritual powers and gifts that you have, or you're going to be utilizing them more. Your intuition's going to be strong. Those kinds of energies, okay? You're going to be spending a lot of time focusing on your intuition, your spirit energies, your creative energies as well. You're going to be creating things. You're going to be, your intuition's going to be very strong. You're going to feel a lot of messages coming from spirit. You're just going to be focusing on those things a lot. Okay, I see that's going to be just a major theme of the next 2 weeks, and the reason why I think that is we have the 6 of Swords, which generally shows that there's been some problems, some conflicts, things that have been an issue. There's I'm not even sure exactly what it is for. I think it's unique for each one of you. It's lots of different things, but basically, by the Six of Swords, he's getting ready to shove off. He's getting ready to slough off those problems. He's getting ready to uh, take on the problem and get away from that. Okay, they're at his back basically. And so instead of being an issue now, I see that as you guys are going to be able to flow forward from that. Now you're gonna be able to get away from that energy, that negative problem energy that you might have been having in the last little bit of time here. I do like the word family time, because maybe spending time with your family, it might be something that you've been thinking of, and that's why you chose this particular pile. But I really feel like a lot of your energies are going to be focused on enriching your intuition, enriching your spiritual gifts. Uh, there might be, for some of you, for a few of you, I think this might be related to your religion or going to church or getting back with that again. And so maybe you're going to spend some time with your family, doing some spiritual activities and growth. But I really feel like a lot of this is a very spiritual growth. If any of you guys have been tapping into your spiritual energies, trying to find out what your gifts, spiritual gifts are, or if you're trying to communicate with spirit more, if you're trying to meditate more, doing those things, I really recommend that's something that this 2 weeks is definitely all about. But I also see a lot of intuition going on here as well. We have the Moon card, which is a very much an intuition related endeavor in of itself. We also have the Two of Cups, and this specific one, of course, the moon is shining down on them. You notice the cross there. So once again, it's that whole spiritual energy. It's that whole intuition and spirit together. I see the two just going so well together here that you're just, they're really combining a lot in these 2 weeks. It's something that you're going to be spending a lot of time on. And that's also true with these Wands cards, because you have the 10, the Page, and the Queen. The 10 of Wands sometimes is letting go of burdens, or that you've been burdened. And I feel like this might be a time for you to let go of any burdens that you might have been feeling, or anything that you might have had. I think Spirit is there to help uplift you from that. Because this particular one, I don't feel like he is overburdened. I feel like he's able to handle whatever has been thrown at him lately, whatever, the Six of Swords energy is, and that Spirit's going to help him with that, and your intuition's going to be really strong. The Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands, the Wands cards very much deal with our passions, and they're very fiery energies and passionate energies. They deal with Leo and Sagittarius and Aries energies, and so they're just very fiery, passionate. But in this case, they also deal with spirit and with our spirit and our creativities and those types of energies. And I really feel like that is where you guys are focusing on. You're focusing on your religious, whatever you think about religion, whether you want, to be more religious, or whether you want to get away from religion and do spirit some other way. In whichever way, you guys are really focusing on that in these 2 weeks. You guys are focusing on your relationship with spirit, okay, in whichever focus that is. And the Queen and the Page of Wands, the Page is kind of the newness and the bringing of it, and then the Queen is kind of the fulfilling of it, or the she's very confident, she's determined, she's optimistic. And I kind of feel like that's kind of the way your 2 weeks is kind of heading, where you're starting to feel a little bit more optimistic about the world. Like I said, you're activating that in you, the spirit in you. The wind is activating that. Okay, so I really feel like that's kind of where you guys are at. The Page, being the young free spirit, he is full of like fresh ideas. He's more cheerful, he's fearless, he's full of excitement, and I feel like that's kind of where the energy is going for you guys. And you guys are going to be focused on that some. We have the wheel card here, which kind of shows kind of changing up of things, that things will change around. But also this one, I love how he's spinning it here. There's the different mice around the wheels. There's the different spiritual energies, and it just depends on what it's going to land on. And that's kind of where you guys are at. You're going to be spinning that wheel of energy and spirit, and you're going to just see where it lands. And you're going to use your intuition to help you with that, because we also have the Ace of Cups, which is a new energy. This is a new thing for you. And you notice how she has the flaming candle here, which is once again dealing with spirit, and dealing with our relationship to spirit and God and our faith and whatever that happens to be. This is going to be a big focus for you guys this time. And it's also a creative focus for some of you guys. If you guys have some creative projects that you've been working on, or that this is a time to really focus on those things. Use your intuition to help you with those creative endeavors, because you notice how this Eight of Pentacles, she's hard at work. It might even be financially good for you guys to do this right now. Work on your creative projects. You notice she's creating things on her tablet. She's spending time at her writing tablet creating these things. And then we also have the Seven of Pentacles, which is a growth kind of energy. You notice how she's gardening, she's growing things. And the Seven of Pentacles is very much the kind of that energy as well. And you guys are kind of growing that energy these 2 weeks. It could be your creative endeavors and things that you feel, creative about, because the Wands energies are also a creative energy. But I really feel like for a good majority of you, it deals with connecting with spirit again, and connecting with the way you think about spirit and your energies and your gifts and what you have and your connection to the universe in general and to spirit in general. That is what you are focusing on for the next 2 weeks. Okay, that's just coming through just so strong for almost all of you. And like I said, if you have a creative endeavor that you've been working on, these 2 weeks are a great time to focus on that, because those creative energies are going to be flowing big time, and you're going to have a lot of spiritual energy coming through, and a lot of intuition. Your intuition is going to be really strong over the next 2 weeks. Okay, now we are going to do our Oracle Spheres coming up really soon, so be thinking about a yes or no type of question that you'd like an answer to that might pertain to the next 2 weeks, or it's just something that's been on your mind that you'd like to get an answer to. And we'll see what we get from some answers. But let's look at some, we're going to have some charms here. Let's just kind of see what comes out here. Wow, okay, lots of different stuff. Okay, we have the Sun and the Moon again. Once again, your intuition and your creative energies and your connection to spirit. We also have the Shooting Star, which is showing that as well. We also have the Kitty with the stars. All of these, your intuition is going to be so high these next 2 weeks. It's just something that you're just, it's amazing. I think you guys are going to be really surprised over how much intuition and creative energies are going to be flowing in the next 2 weeks. We have an E and an N, which could be initials. They might, mean something specifically. The letters might form something in your head when you think of them. For some reason, I think of head, which is once again a new creative. Chickens and eggs are kind of a new beginning, a new life of stuff. So for some reason that popped up. And we do have a rooster here, so, hens and roosters. Okay, we have Dragon, which is another fiery energy. So I think you guys are going to be fired up about something. This could be those of you with the creative juices flowing. You're going to be fired up. You're going to be excited. It's going to be, your passions are just going to be inflamed, and you're going to be so excited over whatever it is you're doing in the next 2 weeks, which I really like. We also have the tennis rackets, which to me usually shows some kind of pairing or partnership, or doubling up with something or working together. And we also had the Two of Cups, which kind of shows that as well. So a family time, focus on maybe your partner, your loved one, what you cared about with this loved one, because I think that might be a focus of yours as well. There could be some fiery passions going on for those of you in a relationship, there might be some fiery passions and energies going on. We also have the heart love with the Cupid through it. So maybe new love might be coming in these 2 weeks, and that might be what you're really passionate about. Use your intuition to let you know what you think about this, because your intuition is running really high these 2 weeks. And so if a new love is coming into your life, or if you have a new rekindled relationship, it's a new fiery passion, let your intuition guide you in that, because that'll be really important. We also have Imagine, which I kind of see in some of these other cards in the Shooting Star, and that also has to do with your creative energy. So just imagine. The sky is the limit these 2 weeks. Use your imagination. Let it take you places, because I really think that is where you guys can go. Because we also have kind of the octopus squid kind of energy, which is kind of like having your hands in lots of different things, which with this fiery energy that you guys might have that as well. We also have the bulldog energy, which shows that be determined, because that's the Queen of Wands as well. She's very determined. So be that bulldog, determined. Whatever it is that you're fiery and passionate about these 2 weeks, like I said, for a lot of you, I think it really deals with you guys getting in touch with spirit and all that, but it also just might mean something that you really truly care about, something that really means something to you, and that you are passionate about. And whatever that is, be bulldogish about it. Don't let go, don't give up, don't stop, because these are your 2 weeks to really work through that. Okay, we also have the hacksaw here, which whenever I think of that, I think of chopping something off, getting rid of dead branches, dead things, getting rid of this energy here of the things that are no longer serving you. The Seven of Pentacles shows that as well. It's a growth energy. And you get rid of the bad things so that things will continue to grow. You prune off old leaves, and so things will grow and grow better. You weed out gardens, you cut off old things. And I think that that's kind of the focus of the 2 weeks as well, is weeding out some of the old energies and some of the old patterns and getting involved with the new. Because we also have the music. We got a couple of different musical charms that I have, and whenever they come up, when I think of music, I think of creativity and harmony and bringing things together. And then we also have the swan, which I always think of, you coming, whenever the swan, it's instead of the ugly duckling, it's the swan. So growing into a new, wonderful, growth thing is what I think of when I think of that. Okay, so we have our oracle spheres here, and what I like to do with these is have you ask a question that you could generally get a yes or no type of answer to, and then I want you to decide which stand would best fit your answer. So we have one which is purple, or well, a bluish purple, mostly blue. We have 2 which is a red, 3 which is a deep purple, and then 4 which is a green. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then be asking your question, and we're going to get some answers here. Okay, and then that way, if other people that are watching the reading have a different answer, it hopefully won't affect your answer, because hopefully they'll pick the right pile goes for their answer. All right, for number 1, blue, the answer is probable. For number 2, red, it's not likely. Okay. And then number 3, purple, our answer is, woo, sometimes every once in a while it doesn't want to give us an answer right away. Oh, there's one. Not now. Whenever that one shows up, it just means that the time isn't right at the moment, but that doesn't necessarily mean a hard no. Okay? And then we have a probable, once again, for pile 4 or group 4 green. Okay, so those are your answers there. I really enjoyed doing this reading. I hope you had some helpful answers here. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and family, because there might be some messages in one of the piles for them on all the different social medias. Just kind of put it out there and let people take a look at it, and hopefully there'll be something for them as well. Leave comments in the comments section. Let me know what you thought of the reading. Let me know if you like the Oracle Spheres. I really like doing those, and I like to get some feedback on that. Or any other comments that might be useful, other readings you'd like to see. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have other timeless readings out there on different topics that might interest you. We also have a course on how to read tarot cards, and we also have some flip-throughs of the different decks that I use or that I've had on the channel. So you can take a look at those and see what you think of those different decks in case you're interested in buying some for yourself. Okay, well, that's all I have for Pile 1 today. I look forward to seeing you in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading on the next 2 weeks. You're the ones who chose the pile with the unicorn and the heart balloons. This is Be Unique. It's a wonderful message in of itself. I'm looking forward to getting our messages for today. Whenever I was picking the cards, I had lots of just overflowing emotions, and so hopefully that means something good is coming forward in the reading here. We've got our charms later and our oracle spheres, so looking forward to doing all this today. So let's see what we have. We have Green Man Synergy. We have the Queen of Wands, the Two of Wands. That's a Wands energy so far this week. The King of Cups. We have the Justice card. And the Ten of Wands, another Wands energy. The King of Wands, yep, lots of wands, wow. The Ace of Wands. It's interesting because we had lots of wands in pile 1, but the energies are different in the 2 piles. That's interesting. The Six of Wands. The Judgment cards. We have Judgment and Justice. That's interesting. The Ace of Wands again. Wow. And the Justice card again. Wow. Okay. Okay, give me a moment to reflect on this because I'm not exactly sure just yet the message is intended for this pile, but I mean, because I have some things that are, but they're not gelling yet the way I'd like to see, because I think there's some specific messages here that need to come forward. Okay, well, first of all, we have lots of Wands energies, which generally deal a lot with our passions and fire and impulsiveness and just things like that. Okay, sometimes it can deal with arguments and that kind of thing, but I'm not seeing that in these Wands cards. It could be something that you're very passionate about, or it also deals with our creativity. And this could have a lot to do with creativity. We have 2 aces of wands, which usually means the start of something, the beginning of something, the beginning germ of something. And so that could be where you guys are at, because then we also have the 2, which is another, kind of beginning. It's still the beginning, early stages. You're hard at work building this together and working on it. And that's with the aces and the 2s. But we also have lots of other wands here. You've got the 6, which is, farther along, of course, in the process. And then we also have the Knave or the Page. We have the Queen and the 10. Okay, so lots of different, it's almost like you have a start of something, is new, beginning, different, working hard on it. But then we also have where it's almost like something's going to get started and come to completion in the next 2 weeks. So, I mean, something very big, you're going to start on a project, something really matters to you, something big is going to work along, and then it's actually going to progress all the way through the 2 weeks and then come to an end and come to a conclusion. Okay? And emotionally, I think it might be a pretty decent conclusion for you guys. I think you guys are going to be pretty happy about it, and I think that's where the Green Man Synergy comes in. I think you're going to feel like, with the Justice cards here, and the Judgment, I think you're going to feel like something is you're going to get your just desserts, or justice is going to come your way. Something is going to happen to make you feel emotionally happy. Somebody's going to get what they deserve, either you or somebody else. And that doesn't necessarily mean bad thing. Sometimes, they got what they deserved because, they were bad. You might just get what you deserve from all the hard work involved, which means it's a good thing that you're going to, judgment's going to be passed on the hard work that you're done, and you're going to get the judgment, and the judgment's going to go in your favor. The justice is going to work. The world has the proper justice for, karma, basically, for the things that, you're going to be doing. So it's still kind of a muddled message still so far, but I think it'll make sense to you when, as it progresses. But I feel like, basically, for some of you, this may actually be a judgment. This may actually be a court case. It may start during the 2 weeks or be early on in the 2 weeks, where it's progressing along. It goes all the way through the court case. It actually gets solved in the 2 weeks, during the 2 weeks, and justice will be served. Okay? So either you might be involved in a court case, or you might be following a court case that's really important to you, excuse me, or something like that. So that's possible. That could be the case. And like I said, I just see it's something that you care about. It's something that matters to you. It's something, whatever this is. It could be a court case. It could be something else. You could be starting out a new creative project that matters to you, and you're going to carry it through and work through it and get done with it, and you're going to feel really good about it. But with these justice cards here and this judgment card together, whenever those show up in the same reading, I a lot of times I think of legal matters, or I think of a trial or some sort of legal thing like that. So it could be that, a legal thing is coming about, and then judgment will be passed and justice will be served. Okay. If it's not a legal thing, it might be something else that really, really matters to you, or that you are emotionally invested in. Okay, because when you look at this Two of Wands here, they're going to be emotionally invested in this crop. They've spent a lot of time working on it. It's really large. The sun is shining on them. They've worked on this really hard, and you can tell. So it might be something that you've worked on very hard, and you're going to get recognition for that, or that you're going to... So this might be a work matter where, you've got a project that you've really, really started on. You spent a lot of time on it. You've worked on it very, and, look, you've got the 10 of Wands, you're completing this, wow, look at all this. I've really, really worked on this really hard. And you reach this, and then, emotionally you feel really good that you've completed this project. And then somebody's going to judge your work, they're going to look at it, and then, justice will be served. You'll get some sort of reward or some sort of emotional happiness from completing whatever this is. Okay? So I think for each of you, when you look at this, you're going to go, yep, that makes sense. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm working on something really that means a lot to me, or I'm involved in something that I'm very passionate about, that I really care about. Like, for instance, for this, if things did not go well with this, with all this hard work, if, the sun wasn't shining and they had a really, really bad storm, but see, you notice how there isn't one of those cards involved here, which is really good. So there isn't one of those cards that, says, oh my gosh, things are just going to dump right on this and be really bad. I don't see that in the 2 weeks. There's not a card that really shows that. It really mostly shows that you're going to get recognition for the hard work that you've done, that you're going to be completing something that really matters to you, either a project or and it could be work related. It could just be something that you've been working on, painting, writing, a poem, something, it could be something that you've worked on, especially during the 2 weeks that you spend some time on. You're going to feel very emotionally fulfilled for completing this. You're going to, get some recognition for that. And it's going to be good recognition. I really feel like, because you notice how this Justice card, I feel like with the cat tarot, the pagan cat tarot here, that and even the modern witch tarot, that it's not so much somebody is judging you and judging you in such a way that you think you've done something wrong. It's not like that at all. It's more like somebody's going to be able to look upon this work that you've done, or this project that you've worked on, or this creative energy that you've worked on, and then they're going to go, wow, that's good. It's really good. And so justice will be served. Basically, for all your hard work, you're going to get rewards and recognition for that, if that makes any sense at all. And that's really cool with the be unique thing here too, because with all this creative energy here, the be unique, be yourself, be who you are, is a really important message for these 2 weeks, because with all this wands energy and that justice will be served, it's good to say that by you being unique and different, and even the witch's tarot, modern witch tarot deck is kind of unique in of itself, and it's interesting how you almost get rewarded for being who you are and being different and thinking of things differently than other people do. You'll be rewarded for that, and that's kind of the theme of these 2 weeks is be who you are, be in your own creative space, your own creative energy, thinking of things in your own unique way, because that's the other thing that wands do, is it has to do with being impulsive and being different and coming up with unique ideas, basically, in of themselves. The wands energy is kind of along that lines too, and so I really feel like that's kind of what your 2 weeks is all about. That's kind of finally coming through here of what I was needing to say for most of you, is be who you are, be unique, be different, bring about your own spin on things, and then it will work out in the end to be emotionally fulfilling for you. Okay, so take your own creative ideas, your own uniqueness, your own you of who you are, and that you'll be justified in doing that. Okay, because if judgment will be passed on that, it will be a good judgment and justice in your favor. And so, yay, that's a really good message, and I like that, because that's what I think some of y'all needed to hear in the reading. So there you go. All right, now we're going to do our orchospheres here in a minute. So be thinking of a yes or no type of question, one that you can get that type of answer to. Not an open-ended question, but one that you can get a little bit more definite answer to, and we'll get that answer. But let's do a few charms here too, to see if we have any other messages that might be useful to you guys coming up. Okay, we have some letters that popped out here, so let's see what we've got. We got A, D, D, or well, 2 A's and 1 D, an R, a U, and an Q. Okay. Not sure what those might mean right off the top of my head. Nothing spitting out at me other than radio for some reason, which there's not all those letters there, but that's the only thing. We also have a Q and a U and an A, a D, quad, which is, kind of a 4. We have an A and an R. So if those letters, if you can form anything that kind of spells a unique thing to you, I think that just might be kind of what those are. We have lots of cards too. We have the Queen of Hearts, which is another emotional, happy energy. We have the 8 of Hearts. So nice, good cup energies, nice, good heart energies. We have a couple of 7s here, which sometimes might show some change, some spiritual energy. We have the 5 of Diamonds, which is another kind of change energy. So I think this might be kind of a change up for some of you guys. This might be kind of a time for you guys to change things. We also have the Ace of Spades, which is another new energy. The Spades deal with being able to see things in a new light and a new thing too, so I kind of like that. And then we have the Jack of Spades, which is kind of the Page of Spades. So once again, that ideas. I like new ideas. I like the idea that you guys can come up with some new and creative, different ways of looking at things this week with these cards. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, which is a little bit of a hoarding energy, a little bit of a trying to keep things to yourself, but now's not the time to be doing that. So if you have that tendency to want to do that, don't do that. Let things shine out these 2 weeks, because that's kind of what this is all about. We've got the butterfly, which is kind of showing that, which is unique. Butterflies are all unique. They're all different. They show their own beautiful things. We've got the dream star, which, take your dreams to the limit these 2 weeks, because I think that is definitely something that can be happening. We have a bunny with the stars, which usually we have the cat with the stars, which kind of shows some intuition. I think the bunny with the stars, once again, that's a unique thing. That's a little different. But I think the bunny shows more creative energy again, because bunnies are very creative. They kind of show creativity. They also show how unique this earth is and under the stars there. So I think the uniqueness of this energy is definitely showing through. We also have the wise old owl. Owls to me show wisdom and thought. So I think you're going to gain some wisdom during these 2 weeks for sure. Follow your heart. Great message, because I think that is what you guys need to know these 2 weeks. We also have the four-leaf clover, which shows some luck and some, things kind of going your way. Which I think kind of goes with the Justice card there a little bit too. And then we have the summer time bottle potion kind of thing. And so I just think of, yay. And then we have the growth can and the summer energy, which the watering can and the summer there. I just see that as this is the 2 weeks to be growing your ideas and your creativity and your uniqueness. This is the 2 weeks for that, okay? That's so much of what you guys can be doing in these 2 weeks, okay? Now, we do have our Oracle spheres here, so your question that you would like an answer to, we have 4 different stands to choose from. We have the red, the blue, the green, and the purple. And the idea behind that is that different people watching the reading might have different answers to their particular question, and this way, hopefully, we get the right answer with the right people. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, red, blue, green, and purple. So be thinking of which stand you want your answer to go for. And number 1 here has not sure. Okay, so it's not quite known yet. There might be some factors that still have to play out before that answer can be definite. Okay, things might influence it there a little bit. We have a very likely for number 2, and we have a maybe for number 3, and number 4 is another maybe. So lots of not sure energies, things that are maybes and not sures. We do have a very likely, but even that one's not a definite yes or no. So a little bit not sure where things are going with you guys' questions on this one, okay? So I really hope you enjoyed that. I hope you guys got some good answers. I hope you guys have some direction for the next 2 weeks. If you liked the video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Share this video with your friends and family. There may be some messages out there that could be useful to them. Put it on all the different social medias out there. That would be great. Leave comments in the comments section. Let me know what you thought of the various things and how your 2 weeks went. All of these things help out the channel a lot, and it helps the channel grow. It helps YouTube decide to share our video with other people, and that's why we like to ask for it, and it's greatly appreciated by me. If you'd like to donate to the channel for any reason, there is a link in the description to PayPal that you can do that with. And we will see you in future videos. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the Focus on the Good coffee cup with a heart. Okay, I like that message, Focus on the Good. I'm really excited to do this reading today. When I was picking cards, I had just wonderful feelings and emotions come through, so I really think a lot of good stuff's going to come through for us this time. So remember, this is the 2 weeks. This is your energies that might pop up and things you might be focusing on, that kind of thing. So here we go. We have our Summer Solstice Radiance. Ooh, nice and shiny. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Devil. And we have the Knight of Wands. We have the High Priestess. And we have the Two of Swords. The Eight of Pentacles. The King of Swords. The Queen of Swords. Okay. The King of Wands. And the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, give me just a minute here. I'm not exactly sure where these energies are going, but I think wow, okay. It's interesting how we have some different swords cards. We have the Knight, the Queen, and the King. And the Two. Okay? And I really feel we have lots of sword energy here, which sometimes can be that we feel unsure or bogged down, or our thoughts are kind of getting in the way. But with all of these Knight, Queen, King energies, I don't see that as much. It's even the Two of Swords here on this in this particular deck. This Two of Swords sometimes shows that there's a choice to make, or that we have different directions we might be able to go, or we're feel maybe stagnant or stale, or just indecisive or not sure. And that might be a feeling that you guys might have. You're not sure where to go with things. You're not sure what to do. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is kind of a new start, new beginning kind of thing. So you guys might be feeling that Two of Swords energy, a little bit of not sure where to go next, or what to do next, or where your next step should be. But you notice how on this particular Two of Swords, he's confident, even though he's blindfolded and he's walking on this plank. It's a very kind of secure. First of all, it doesn't look like he's going to blow over, fall over, or do anything else. We have the moon shining down on him, which kind of shows me that he's kind of guided by his intuition a little bit. And we also have the High Priestess, which can kind of show that as well. And so I feel like if you follow your intuition, or where you're guided to go, where you feel like you should go, you shouldn't have any trouble going in the direction. That there might be a choice to make, but I feel like you guys know which way to do. He's very confident, very sure-footed, and he's going to get across this plank without any trouble. And so I feel like that's kind of where you guys are at, that you might have a decision to make. You might feel like you don't know which way to go. You might feel like oh, I'm not sure I've got this decision. But if you follow your heart, if you follow your intuition, you're going to be able to make the decision without any trouble. We have these other energies here that are much more solid. And you guys are kind of in these 2 weeks, you kind of are going to get more solid in your footing. You're going to feel a little less muddled, a little less scared, a little less, not unsure. Okay, because you guys are starting to pull into this energy of being sure-footed and being confident and being able to go about doing what you're doing. First of all, we have the Knight, which the Knight of Swords, he's always the one. He's very kind of impatient, daring. He's a perfectionist. He's ambitious. He's full of force and drive and all of those kinds of energies. And I feel like that you guys are going to pull into that energy during the 2 weeks, where you're going to feel more confident. You're going to feel more assertive and going out there. And the Ace of Pentacles is kind of, and I feel like this might be in business for some of you guys, or in work related matters. You might feel a little bit more confident in asserting yourself. But because we also have the Queen and the King, and the Queen and King of Swords, they're very they're good. They have a lot of perspective on things. They have a lot of constructive criticism. They're kind of strict a little bit, but they're full of a lot of integrity and discipline and reason. And I feel like you guys are going to be able to do that. You guys are going to have that kind of reason and perfectionist kind of attitudes, and uh, be disciplined in what you're going to be doing in the next 2 weeks. Okay, so I feel like you guys are going to have that kind of energy where you can go through and do your work. It's interesting how I feel like some of this might have to do with work a little bit. We do have the Eight of Pentacles, and it's interesting how this particular Eight of Pentacles, she's doing a little bit more domestic work. She's working a little bit more hard at home. She's sewing. That might be something that you guys are kind of in the energy of right now, is work from home. Doing work at home, working on things that deal with your home. Kind of bringing that up. I feel like the sun's going to be shining on your endeavors a little bit more these 2 weeks. You're going to feel a little bit more. First of all, we have the intuition type of cards here that are kind of going to guide you, but we also have the summer solstice, which is going to bring radiance down on you a little bit in these 2 weeks. It's kind of a new beginning for that. For some of you, I do feel like this might be career related. I feel like maybe you've had some heavy energies. Maybe you're going to be starting a new career, a new job. Maybe that's where the decision comes in. Maybe we have to decide which job to take, or what angle to take in looking for work or whatever. But I feel like if you're decisive and follow your intuition, that's going to be okay with you. We do have the Devil card, which sometimes can show us being kind of chained up or stuck energy, but I don't feel like this particular Devil card is a little bit more of, we might feel tempted to do things that aren't good for us. Okay. And I kind of feel like that might be in the energy. You might feel a little tempted to do some things that might not lead you towards your goal or what you'd like to do. You might feel tempted in these 2 weeks to do that. Because we also do have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. So it's interesting how we have Knights and Kings of a couple of different suits here, which the Knights are a little bit more of the impulsiveness nature, a little bit more of the run out without thinking kind of nature, or maybe without full information kind of thing. And so the Knights kind of do that. They're like, charge, we're going to go out and do this. And they may not have thought about things. But then we also have the King energies, which are a little bit more of, they're more stoic, they're more relaxed, they're more, we already have the knowledge we need and all that. So you kind of have both energies going on in the 2 weeks. You have a little bit more of the impulsiveness and kind of running out and doing things and maybe not having the full information, but you also have your intuition here a little bit, which will help guide you in that. So if you guys kind of feel like you feel impulsive or you need to run out and do some things and do that, just let your intuition guide you as to what you should or shouldn't do. Follow your intuition a lot, because I think that's going to be really helpful to you in these 2 weeks, because your passions and your energies might run away with you just a little bit, especially with the Knight of Wands here, and with the Devil card. Some of your passions and your energies and some things that your impulsiveness might carry you away a little bit. You might feel a little impulsive and a little bit like you need to run out and just do some things. And sometimes that's not a bad thing, to follow our impulses. Just remember that if you do that, follow your heart a little bit, follow your intuition to help guide you in the right path, that you don't go too far one way or the other. Your intuition can help guide you a lot in these 2 weeks. So if you do feel impulsive, if you do feel like you need to run out and do things without knowing, whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, follow your intuition, because you do have the High Priestess and the Two of Swords that he is following his intuition in, and I think your intuition can help you a lot here. The King of Wands can help out with that a lot too. Okay, so if you get that urge to run out and do things and be impulsive, and I think that's kind of where the Devil card kind of comes in too. I think you're just going to feel the urge to be kind of impulsive a little bit these 2 weeks. That's okay, as long as you make sure that you follow your intuition as to whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, Because if your intuition is telling you you shouldn't be doing something or you shouldn't do that, then don't do it. Okay? But if your intuition says, yeah, this feels right, this feels good, I need to go out and do this, then do it. By all means, do it. That's where I feel like sometimes we feel impulsive or like, I think I should just do this today. And then you go and do it, and you have no clue why, but you do it anyway, and then you do it, and then it turns out a really good thing. Either you meet up with somebody that really helps you. For instance, if this does have to do with work, like if you've been looking for work, or if you're not sure, you're like, you know what, I think I'm just going to go look here today. That might be a good thing, because your perfect job may show up there. Or, gee, I think I'm going to... I had a story that came up. Abraham Hicks, which deals a lot with the law of attraction, and she said she had the urge to rearrange her living room one day, and she did that, and she couldn't do it herself. She couldn't move the furniture around and stuff, so she calls in this furniture moving company, and one of the people that helps move her furniture that day grabs her attention and happens to hear something she's doing, and I don't even know the whole story, but basically what comes about of this is her impulse to decide to move the furniture that day led to her meeting this one person that led to, them doing something that was really important for them in their life. Okay? So basically, sometimes our impulses are important because they lead us to do things that lead to other things that lead to other things that are important in our lives. Okay, so if you feel the impulse to do certain things in these 2 weeks, follow your intuition. If it feels right, do it, because that impulse may lead you to your new beginning, your Ace of Pentacles. Like I said, this might be career, job related for quite a few of you, and then that will be a good thing. So following your impulses, the sun is going to be shining on you in these 2 weeks. Following your impulses, as long as your intuition is guiding you to do so, as long as you feel good about the impulses, then that should lead you to the things that you need that you need to do in your life to get your life going the way you want to do it. There is going to be a tendency to want to do a lot of work around the house and be involved in domestic pursuits, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. If that is what you feel like you should do, if that is your impulse, then do that. But if you are needing to feel like you want to go here, do there, go to this website, go out to this location, do these things, it might be important to do so, because you might meet the right people to help you do the things that you're wanting to do. Just follow your intuition in these 2 weeks. That's definitely where our impulses are going to be important here, because I think your intuition is going to be strong. That's actually true for a lot of the piles in these 2 weeks. Intuition is really high running right now, so that's really good, because whenever we can follow our intuition, Spirit helps guide us, so that's really important. All right, I want you guys to be thinking of your yes or no type of question, a question that does not have an open-ended answer involved, and we're going to answer that in a minute, but we've also got some charms here, and let's see what few charms we have. Okay, we have the key with the crown on it. I love that. That's the keys to the kingdom. That is the key to getting what's out there. We also have the helping hand, which means that there might be somebody out there who has a helping hand to give you the leg up, which is pretty cool. I really like that. We do have some other creativity cards. We have the Three of Wands, which is a creativity-driven card. So, follow your intuition again. Follow your creativity, your intuition. We have the King of Spades. So that's another, good one that has to do with, following what your new ideas. And so some of you guys might have some new ideas and some things that might help you get through. And that's where following your passions and your intuition is important. We have the Ten of Cups, which is a good emotional happiness kind of card, and I do feel like with the summer solstice, the sun kind of shining down on you, this could definitely lead to some emotional happiness in the 2 weeks. We have the Fan, which I always think of innovation, new ideas, kind because I always think of new ideas when I think of the fan, but I also think of, in this particular case, blowing on things and blowing things out there, cooling things down, cooling things off. So, certain passions and things, it might be a time for a cooling off of that. For some of you, I kind of feel like that might be the case. And that's kind of where the word enough comes in. It might be enough. Whatever you've been doing recently that you don't think you should be doing, it's enough. It's time to stop that. It's time to cool that down a little bit. Okay, so, and that might be a passionate love interest that maybe you've been carried away just a little too far with, and you're not sure what direction to go in. Maybe cooling that down just a little bit or taming that down might be where that needs to go. I also, we have the live in the moment, which I really like that message a lot, because sometimes we get too bogged down with the past, sometimes we get too bogged down with the future, and we don't live with what's happening right now. And I really feel like if you follow your passions of what you feel like right now, like, yeah, I think for a lot of you guys, a lot of this has to do with what will come to you in the moment, like a spur of the moment idea will hit you, or you'll have the impulse to do something, and that's important in these 2 weeks to follow that, as long as your intuition is telling you that's the right thing to do, because I really feel like that caveat's important. Because if you follow that spur of the moment intuition and your intuition's saying, oh wait, no, it might not be a good idea to follow that path. Okay, so I really feel like that's a good caveat. But I do think for a lot of you guys, if you get that spur of the moment impulse or that spur of the moment idea that I really feel like I really want to do this today, I think that could be really good for you. Okay, as long as your intuition is not screaming at you that that's not the right path. Okay. We have a you. I think focusing on you these 2 weeks is really important. I think that that's something that you want to do. We also have the mermaid, which I see once again as, following your unique path, following you. I like the focus on the good message that we had earlier, and that's kind of where I'm thinking you guys need to do, is focus on the good things in life right now, because I think that's good. We have a star with a love you. I think that's just a message from a loved one that's up in the heavens and up in the sky, just telling you that they love you. Because we also have this little coming together heart as well. And both of those kind of show me, somebody who's up there and within reach, but they're kind of in the stars. They're not with you right here close. But they're just saying, love you, we're thinking of you, and know that. Because the dove message sometimes can also bring out this kind of a message from spirit or somebody up above, is just a message to you saying, love you, just kind of that quick little message. I kind of see that with all three of those charms. So just for those of you that, you'll feel that that's for you, and there you go. We also have the reindeer, which is kind of just hopes, wishes, dreams, things coming for you. Reindeers are different, unique. Christmas time, you think of the sparkling lights and the getting the things, and reindeers can, you can believe reindeers can fly, and I feel like that's where you guys can be in these 2 weeks of feeling like you can fly, and that's great. That's a wonderful feeling, and with the sun shining on you, go with that feeling for sure, because that's kind of the focus of these 2 weeks, is just feeling. And I kind of felt it when I was pulling cards for these 2 weeks, is that we have the power to accomplish wherever we really set our minds to in these next 2 weeks, and I kind of saw that with almost all the readings today. Okay, let's go ahead and pull our oracle spheres, and if you've been thinking of your question, we have 4 different stands to choose from. We have the blue, the red, the purple, and the green. So 1 blue, 2 red, 3 purple, 4 green. So you pick whichever stand that you want your answer on, and we'll get to our answers. Oh, there's one right away. Not likely. Okay. And the number 2 red is also not likely. Number 3 is a yes. And number 4 is a yes. Okay, so there's our answers for that. I hope you enjoyed doing that. I really like doing the Oracle Spheres. I think they're kind of interesting to be able to do that. Okay, guys, I want to remind you to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends and family on all the different social medias, and also leave comments in the comment section, on the reading or other readings you'd like to see, just whatever. All those are very useful. It helps YouTube to decide to share our video with other people, and it helps the channel grow, and I love the comments and things because it helps me know what you guys like and what you don't. Okay, that's all I have for Pile 3 today. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 4, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the rainbow unicorns, or unicorns and rainbows. And this is on the next 2 weeks. This is the energies that you can expect coming up, or some, things you're going to be focusing on, that kind of thing. And I'm really looking forward to doing the reading today. And we got our charms we're going to be doing in a little bit, and our Oracle Spheres, so you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you might want to ask. And let's get what we've got going here. Volcano, Vitality. The 7 of Wands. The Ace of Swords. The 7 of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles. The Magician. The 3 of Swords. Okay, goodness. The 5 of Wands. The 10 of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Wow, okay. Whew. Based on just some of these cards just right off the bat here, the Volcano Vitality, and then we have the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Cups and the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. Just those cards right off the bat make me feel like, at least early on in the 2 weeks, there's going to be like some conflicts, some strife, some problems, some issues, some fires that you're going to have to put out. There could be some fights with a loved one, or some heartache dealing with a loved one. It could be a partner, it could be family, it could be anything. So there could be some heartache, some fighting, some strife going on there. But I do feel like there's going to be some issues and some problems that are going to have to be worked out. We've got the 5 of Wands here. We have some fighting, different conflicts, different sides to the issue here. We've got the 7s, which show conflict and change. This 7 is dealing with having to deal with a flood, coming about, and getting prepared for a problem. This 7 of Cups deals with some worries and some problems, and not sure what's going to come about. But it's interesting, this particular deck, most of the things in the Cups, or at least a good portion of them, a majority of them, are things that we would like to see and like to have happen. There is the snake, which, sometimes it might be, and there's the dragon. So there might be some fights and some issues and some worries, some things you need to be prepared for. There might be a little bit of heartache. There might be some stuff, okay? And either it's stuff that's going to happen early on in the 2 weeks, or has already been going on. It's already something that's you're dealing with, or you're going to have to deal with very early on in the 2 weeks, in the next day or two, kind of thing, okay? So there could be some issues, okay? Fighting, strife, conflicts, heartache, those kinds of things happening. Tempers might be running a little high, things might be a little volatile, things might be shaken up just a little bit. Okay, and I really feel like that's kind of early on. that's something you're going to have to deal with. But it's interesting how we have the Ace of Swords, which is kind of a contemplative energy. It's also, the Ace of Swords deals with being able to cut through any kind of crap or problems or illusions. Okay, so I feel like you're going to be able to cut through any kind of things that aren't that important, or cut through any kind of deception or dishonesty or problems that might come up. And so I feel like you're going to be able to do that. And then we also have the Magician, which the Magician can create their own reality. And I feel like you guys are going to have that kind of transformational energy happen during the 2 weeks. You guys are going to be able to create your own reality, because the Nine of Pentacles is also kind of a magical, creative, almost a create your own reality type of energy, okay? And we have the Ten of Cups, which is a wonderful fulfillment, family fulfillment. So I feel like you guys have this power within you to create your own reality and what you would like to see happen. So even if there's fighting, strife, volcanic type of energy, fighting, fussing, tempers flaring, and this could be with your family, like I said, this could be with your partner, this could be, with it, pretty much anything. But if that kind of energy is abound, you guys can turn that around. You guys can create your own reality of getting what you want out of this relationship. So even, you guys might even be the peacemakers. You guys might even be the ones that can turn this, tempers flaring and people getting upset and people being worried. You guys are prepared. You guys are prepared and can turn that energy into something good. You guys can cut through what's not important and what is not good for you and good for the family, and turn that into something better. We have the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. And the Knight of Cups they're the ones that are very tactful, diplomatic, they're the negotiators. And I feel like that's kind of the energy. You guys might be doing a lot of negotiating these 2 weeks, a lot of tactical things, a lot of turning people's minds around, a lot of calming down those volcanic energies, and your preparedness and your diplomatic nature and your smarts in these matters are going to be able to help with that. And you're going to be, that's kind of, you're going to be putting out fires these 2 weeks. I feel like that's kind of the energy is, you're going to be transforming things into a better kind of energy. You guys are going to be able to do that a lot. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and she's a very generous person. She's sensible, and I feel like this has a lot to do with your home. It could be your job for a few of you guys, but for most of you guys, I feel like this has to do with your home. And maybe you guys are just getting on each other's nerves. Maybe there's problems going on. Maybe there's lots of people arguing and fighting and fussing and tempers flaring a lot at home. But you guys are going to be able to put out those fires a lot. You guys are going to be able to be diplomatic. You're going to be able, you're a caring, compassionate person that's going to be able to direct these energies into the right direction. You're going to be able to flow them into a better harmonious feeling. And so I feel like that's kind of where you guys energies are going to flow, and you guys are going to be prepared to do that because you have that type of energy. There, like I said, there's going to probably be some heartache and some fighting, and tempers are going to flare, and you're going to want to sit down and go, gosh, I wish things could be different. This is really difficult. I don't like this. But you're going to be able to take time out for your guys' self. I see 2 meditation cards here. Very much, you're going to know how to solve these problems. A lot of them are going to be small, petty, not what I would consider huge problems. There might be 1 or 2 a little bit more major ones, but for the most part, most of them are going to be ones that can be dealt with, but I think you're going to need to take time out to meditate and be on your own a little bit, because these kind of volatile natures are going to be a little hard for you to deal with if you don't take that time out. It's also going to wear on you a lot if you don't take that time out. But you guys do have the Magician and the Nine of Pentacles cards. So you guys have the ability to create your own reality and what you would like to see, and get this Ten of Cups energy, this wonderful emotional happiness feeling. You guys have that ability to do that in these 2 weeks, but you're going to be putting out a lot of fires in the process, and you're going to be dealing with that a lot. And so that's just something you're going to, just know that you have the ability to do it. You're prepared to do it, okay? You have this ability. You have the strength it takes. You have, the wonderful nature it takes. But do take time out to do that. You've got the ability to cut through what's not important and what you would like to see in your life. You have that ability to get there. And so just take time out to make sure that you tap into that energy to do it, okay? Because there's going to be some arguments and petty fights and other things happening, especially in your family life, especially in your home life. That's for the most part. And for the few of you that does have to do with work, because there is a few of you that there's going to be a lot of fires at work, you just know that you have the ability to deal with that. And don't let that pull you down and take all of your energy, because you've got the ability to put out these fires. You got the ability to tame down these fights and this conflicts and these things that are coming up, and these things that are happening, these conflicts that are happening. You have the ability to put those fires out. So don't let that drag you down, okay? Because you do have that ability to create your own reality. I keep hearing that. Create your own reality. Create what you would like to see. Create what you would like to have happen. And just by being you and saying the things that you say, doing the things that you do, creating the environment that you do, you will be able to create that own reality by doing that, okay? And that's kind of, with the rainbow and unicorns, rainbows come out after storms. Rainbows come out, and when you think of rainbows and unicorns, you think of anything's possible. And I think that that's kind of going to be your motto for the 2 weeks, is anything is possible. I can create my own reality. I can do this, okay? And so when these things happen, these fighting, these conflicts, this fussing, these fires that come up that you need to put out, when all of that happens, if you can just keep in mind, I can create my own reality, wishes and unicorns, wishes can come true. If you keep that mantra in your head, you can create the emotional happiness and things that you want, and you can solve these problems, and you can make things come out, because you are prepared to do that. You are preparing to do that. Be prepared to do that, and you have what it takes to do it, okay? You have the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. You have what it takes to deal with these things. You already have that strength and that preparedness to do it. So just know that they're coming up, but also know that you have the strength and preparedness to do it, okay? Be thinking of your yes/no question if you haven't done so already, because we're going to get that answer with our Oracle Spheres here coming up really soon. But let's see what a few charms, some ideas, and some things. Whoa. I think that's a few too many here. I kind of let go too fast there. Too many things went flying. So we're going to redo that there, because I think it has a lot to do with all this fiery, passionate energy coming up in these 2 weeks. I think there's just so much coming forward here. So let's see. More things hitting the floor, but cards going everywhere. All right. Well, I can't get to the things that hit the floor because they went totally out of range. So I just think that those aren't that important to deal with. So let's see if there's any other few things here. Okay. We have the wonderful, I think this is another unicorn energy. So we have that wonderful unicorn energy for the week coming through, and I do like that. So that just shows that, be unique, be who you are, wish for what you'd like to have, and it can come for you. You can do it. Um, we also have the 4-leaf clover, which I can kind of see as you getting what, your luck can come your way, as in getting what you would like to see or what you're wishing for, because, we wish for things, we want our wishes to come through with our clovers. We do have a Scorpion energy, so there is that prickly conflict, things kind of coming up and biting you in the butt that you didn't expect. So be aware of that coming. We do have the feather here, which when I see these feathers, now this one's a little bit more of a piercing feather. Most of the time when the feathers come through in the readings, they tend to be messages that Spirit are saying that they're there with you, and that they're going to be there with you. This one being the particular feather that it is, it's a little bit more of the sharper feather. It's a little bit more, I almost thought there was some messages written on it, but there's not. But it's got the spine that's kind of raised up. It's a little bit more of a sharp, feathery quill, and I think that this kind of shows a little bit more of the sharpness of the 2 weeks, the prickliness of it. The things are going to be a little bit not as smooth as you would like, because if you think about it, you pick up a feather that kind of has that kind of bony sharpness to it, you might even get cut a little bit on it. But if you've ever picked up a feather like that, that's kind of the feeling I'm kind of getting from that particular feather. We also have this heart with the moon and a feather in it as well. And what I'm kind of getting with that is follow your heart and your wishes. Like I said, be the unicorn kind of attitude here, because I kind of feel like if you follow your heart and your intuition and what you would like to see, things will follow that way. That kind of goes with the being prepared. That kind of goes with the Magician and the Nine of Pentacles, of being able to create your own reality. I kind of see that with this heart here. We have the cat that's kind of looking back, kind of all like, yeah, I got it. I'm the one. And I kind of feel like you're going to be that person this week. You're going to be the one. You're going to be the cat that's like, yeah, I got this. So I'm kind of feeling that energy this week. And we also have the butterfly, which, butterflies are, the wonderful, beautiful, reach out, whenever you think of butterflies, you can kind of think of uniqueness and appreciating nature and the things that are out there. And I kind of feel like that's kind of you. You can almost think of butterflies as kind of heading for those rainbows that they kind of show the uniqueness of the world, and that everything is really beautiful. And I kind of feel like that for the 2 weeks, that even with all these problems and these things coming up, I just feel like, the more of the rainbow feeling, that, you almost appreciate the rainbow because it comes after all the rain. And so I kind of feel like that's kind of, with you putting out all these fires and these other things, you'll see that rainbow. We have the rainbow in the 10 of Cups here too. We have an A and a W. A&W root beer. I always kind of think of an old 50. We have an A&W root beer here in town that they have the old jukebox that plays old 50 style music and some other stuff, and so it's kind of wants to take you back nostalgically of a good time and a good place, and so it puts you in a happy spirit. Root beer floats and happy spirit things, and so I kind of feel like that's kind of the energy, is putting you back in. Keep yourself in that energy these 2 weeks, because I think that that's kind of where you can be. We have an S, a B, and an N. Those might be initials, or those might mean something to you specifically. And then we have the wheat penny, which I almost show, to me, kind of sees abundance a little bit, or, so for those of you that this might deal with career or finances, or the 4-leaf clovers, there might be a little bit of money coming your way, or a little bit of financial security. I don't see it as huge, anything big. I don't think it's a big windfall or anything, but you might get a little bit something coming to you that you didn't expect, or something financially might, go a little bit more your way. Then we have the 8 of Diamonds, which is another Pentacle card. So once again, we have the 8 and the 9 of Pentacles, so they're kind of going together hand in hand. And then we have the Jack of Hearts, which is kind of the Knight or Page of Cups. So by being a page, once again, being the dreamer, that kind of thing, or the Knight of Cups, which we had earlier, which is the person who's idealistic, diplomatic, and all that, because I think that's kind of important for you to be this week, and so I think you should get that. Okay, let's take a look at our Oracle spheres and get our answer to our question here. Okay, we have our 4 different spheres here. We have purple, green, blue, and red. Our stand 1, 2, 3, and 4. So pick whichever answer that you would like your stand to have, and then that way hopefully other people's answers won't influence yours. So we have things running away again. Boy, it is just one of those weeks, I think, where things are just running away. Okay, so for number 1, purple, the answer would be not now. Number 2, green, the answer is yes. Number 3, wow, these answers are just popping right out today. Not sure for number 3 for the blue. And then number 4, red, the answer is very likely. Okay, so those are your answers to your question. I hope you like doing that. I enjoy doing these Oracle spheres a lot, so hopefully you guys like them too. Hey, if you like the video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Put it out there on all the different social medias, because there might be some messages out there that they could use as well. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and leave comments in the comments section. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see, or what you thought of this video, or if there was anything there useful to you. All of those things help the channel grow through YouTube, and they're very useful to me as well, besides for the channel. And so I appreciate all of those things that you do. They're very helpful to us in lots of different ways. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, there is a link in the description that you can do that with as well. So all of those things are very appreciated, and I love to see them all, and I love to see you guys again in future readings. That's all I have for pile 4 today. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.